Hi, my name is Acheampong, and as you've probably noticed, I have an unusual last name. My father's from Ghana, a small country in West Africa about the size of Missouri. Today, I'm here to talk to you about student engagement and global service. I believe that as 21st century students, we are so connected with the globe. And today we've also heard from students who too have unusual last names and are connected to the globe in so many different ways. If you walk down any major United States city, you'll run into a student who too has probably been or know someone from a different country. That's because here in the United States, we're a conglomeration of so many different individuals from different races, backgrounds, and religions, but yet we come together to strive to make the world a better place and to make this country the best nation that it can be. In an increasingly global society, we as students are no strangers to the strife of others in any corner of the globe. No one today is unaware of this divide between the world's rich and poor. No one today can claim ignorance of the fact that this cost imposes on the impoverished, who are no less deserving of fundamental freedoms, security, and food, or education than any of us. This cost, however, is not borne by them alone. Ultimately, it is borne by all of us. Social media and modern communication has inextricably linked the globe. A water crisis in Flint, Michigan is no less important than a famine in Uttar Pradesh, India. Given how plugged in we are as 21st century students, it isn't hard to believe that both of these such events could be weighing on our minds. Today, I would like to speak to you about three values that I believe every globally minded student should keep in mind: engagement, service, and relief. As American students, we are abundantly aware of the unparalleled opportunity that we have here in the United States. We are given the opportunity to go to schools that have the exceptional education system that we have. We are socioeconomically benefited by our country, as well as politically here in the United States. With that opportunity in hand, I believe that we are endowed with the paramount task of striving to make the world a better place, not only within our city or in our nation's borders, but across the globe, across seas and continents. With that in mind, we can truly be students without borders. Service requires not only asking yourself what, but why. Meaningful service requires personal engagement. Shaman Chinek, a leadership expert, perfectly explains this concept as the golden circle. As you can see above, the golden circle starts with the why on the inside, going out to the how and then the what. Many initiative and service ventures are extinguished in inception by starting with the what rather than the why. You must first ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why is this important? And then ask yourself, how? How can I accomplish this goal? And then finally ask yourself, what? What is the purpose of this? What can we accomplish? I believe that finding out what you truly care about, whether it's the arts, healthcare, or education, or even recreation, is the first step to actively engaging yourself and incorporating your passions into service. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, 86% of students are in schools where community service is required as a part of their curriculum. However, only 23% of these students continue with their service voluntarily. Many students fall into the trap of acting rather than doing, meaning that students often act upon what they are given rather than doing what they could possibly do to make the world a better place. The next and most possibly difficult step in this process is understanding how to engage in meaningful action. Whether it's taking the time on a Saturday to volunteer or at your local food bank, or using your summer to help build sustainable living in nations abroad, student service can encompass a wide range of activities and interests and can range from the smallest of gestures to the largest of acts. Going back to Chinek's golden circle, it is important to begin with the why and then proceeding on to the how, which is service. As students, with the world at our fingertips, it is too easy to become discouraged at the fact that making any sustainable difference in the world, that you have to traverse the globe to places where people are afflicted with untold suffering and unimaginable tragedy. However, there's a present and undeniable need in our very own city. Houston is home to thousands of refugees. Houston is also home to 6,000 homeless individuals. And Houston is home to countless individuals who can benefit from our service and our action as youth. There's a saying that the world is so small and interdependent that a butterfly flying in the Amazon rainforest can generate a violent storm on the other side of the earth. This principle is known as the butterfly effect. Today we realize perhaps more than ever that the world of humanity has its own butterfly effect. Through the small act of engaging yourself in what you find to be most needed in your community, we as students can collectively stride towards bettering our shared future. Even the smallest acts can prove very profound impacts. Finally, we conclude with the what of Chinek's model, which is relief. Regarding our future, relief of some of the world's most pressing issues is what we should strive to achieve. The aforementioned famine in Uttar Pradesh, India, is an example of a pressing issue facing the globe. Despite this issue not necessarily being on the forefront of our minds or in the corner of our streets, this issue is nonetheless important and nonetheless requiring of our attention. Awareness is a key component of relief. Just shedding a light onto a situation is very important. Just shedding a light into a situation is something that we as students can easily do. Given how connected we are with social media and modern communication, shedding a light onto these issues shouldn't be very difficult. On a local level, students can bring relief to their communities through asset-based community development. Going across the world is not only the way that we can save the world. We can also help our own communities through this method. Asset-based community development, which is a strategy for sustainable community-driven development, is a way for students to use the tools already present in a community to make it a better community. By using the tools already present in a community, students can incorporate this method to create and engage in sustainable service. This asset-based community development method is such a powerful tool for students because as students, we're generally limited by our youth. A trip abroad is not always feasible, but a trip around our city is. And when the tools to make an impactful change is at our fingertips and is laid before us, the options soon become endless and our shared future becomes brighter. I've mentioned in short a few steps that we can take to make the world around us a better place. It's easy to look at your news feeds and become discouraged and become sympathetic for people who are facing untold suffering and tragedy in their corner of the globe. However, the desire to do something about that feels inherent. Empathetically, we may yearn to help those in need, but we can't imagine what it would be like to actually go there and make a difference. I'm here to tell you that you can make a difference in many ways. You can make a difference even here at home. There's an ever-growing need for volunteers and service-oriented youth, even in our own city. Being a student without borders isn't just about traveling to Bogota, Colombia, or Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire to build schools to create schools for sustainable living. It is being aware of these needs, informing others, and taking action even in our own community. I would like you to keep this in mind when thinking about making a sustainable difference. As Howard Thurman said, do not ask what the world needs, ask what makes you come alive, and go do it, because the world needs people who have come alive. Thank you.